with the NFC win totals for 2023. These did drop a few weeks ago. We're going to go over under. I didn't put that in the lower third, but let's go ahead and get into it. Packers at 7.5. You know what I kind of want to do? Well, no, I was thinking about looping some sound under it. I want to start doing that, looping sound underneath segments just to kind of give that vibe, Just I don't know. I feel like it'll be better when I'm just kind of picking from these things, going over under. But anyways, Packers 7.5 wins. I'm going to say under. Jordan Love is still kind of a question mark. There's a lot of love for him in the league. I think he's going to be decent. I don't know if he's going to be solid. He showed, some games where he played okay. It wasn't anything, I'm not going to say it's nothing to get excited about because Packers fans are going to rip my head off. Y'all drafted him for a reason. But Jordan Love, he's got a lot to prove, and he's going to be taking over a big quarterback position with a good bit of talent on that team. But nonetheless, Packers 7.5 wins. I'm going to go under. We just slightly under. I could literally see them winning 7 games. We got the Vikings at 8.5 wins. I'm going to take the over on that. I know you could probably think that the Vikings are just going to immediately flip and lose all those one-score games. I think they could split them down the middle. I think this is one of the easier and safer bets. Vikings at 8.5 wins. I'll take the over. They looked awesome last year. They weren't fooling me. They were just winning all the games that they were capable of getting into and just not making it a heartbreaker, a nail biter, things that the Vikings absolutely love to do. The Bears at 7.5 wins. I'm going to take the under. They went 3-14 last year. I think this is a team that will double their wins to 6. They could even win 7 games. I don't see them getting more than that. Kind of feels like it could be a safe bet, but knowing that a lot more has to happen. If you bet the over, I don't think you'd be crazy. I don't think it would be something that you would lose sleep over, 7.5 wins on the Bears. But I'm going to go under. I could see them winning 7 games, which I feel would be acceptable. Winning 3 games a year before, you're buying into Justin Fields, you're getting him help, you're spending that money, number 1 overall, cap space in the league at almost $100 million. The Lions are some kind of weird 9 wins in total for the Lions. And it's like, dang, could I do a push on this since it's not a 9.5 or a 8.5 or whatever it is? 9 wins for the Lions. I'm going to go under. Nope. Yeah. I'm going to go under. Or a push. That's possible. I can't take them to comfortably win 10 games. They've got the talent. They did just lose Jamal Williams, but Jameson Williams is there. Amon-Ra St. Brown is there. Sucks that they lost TJ Hawkinson. That's another reason why I think the Vikings could get over that 8.5. Again, one of the safest bets there to me. Lions at 9, though. I'm going to take the under. They've got the potential. They did just get CJ Gardner-Johnson. So NFC North, a little tricky on these over-unders, but I'm going to take the under on the Packers, over on the Vikings, under on the Bears, under on the Lions. Lions leading the way for projected win totals at 9. Saints at 9.5. I'm going to take the over on this. 9.5 feels fair for the Saints. They just got Jamal Williams. Chris Olave is going to be there. Alvin Kamara hopefully is going to be able to play a good bit of the season. I'm not banking on Michael Thomas to be healthy, but if he does hit, clearly when he's healthy, he's very productive. There is no question about that. When he's healthy, he produces, but it's just a matter of when he is healthy. I'm hoping that things are going to be a little bit better with Dennis Allen, with the defense as well. 9.5 wins, just knowing that we did as well as we could with, Andy Dalton, Jameis Winston going 7-10, Derek Carr. Still have the draft to go. I'm hoping we can fix that. So I'm definitely going to say over 9.5 wins. Falcons at 7.5. Desmond Ritter. You know what? I'm going to go over for the Falcons. 7.5 wins on the Falcons. I'm going to go over. I could literally see them winning 8 or 9 games. They won 7 games last year, but they've made a lot of great defensive moves. I think they're going to have an impressive defense next year with everyone that they've signed. Jesse Bates, Caden Ellis, David Onyemata. They have Calais Campbell coming in. Desmond Ritter is going to be throwing to Garrett Wilson. Tyler Algier is solid. Falcons still have to go through the draft as well. So it's awesome when you do pre-draft, post-draft, just talks, rankings, whatever it is. But yes, the Falcons, 7.5 wins. I'm going to take the over. Bucks at 6.5 wins. I just don't see the Bucks only winning 5 or 6 games. They still have Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. they're going to build a game plan to where Baker Mayfield can more than likely manage them to at least 7 wins. So yeah, Bucks at 6.5. I'm taking the over on that all day. I trust Baker to win more than 6 games or at least 7 games in his time with the Bucks this year. Again, they still have a great receiving duo and Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, one of the best in the league. Don't care what you say, even if they're not up there with the numbers with the tops of the league. We've seen what they've done before. So there's no question in my mind that they could win more than 6.5 games. Panthers at 7.5. The team that has the number one overall pick. Uh Panthers at 7.5. Oh, someone's blowing a horn outside my window. Don't know who it is though. Panthers at 7.5. I'm gonna go under. I'm gonna go under. Panthers at 7.5. CJ Stroud or Bryce Young is gonna show up there. Not a whole lot to work with currently. We'll see what happens in the offseason. We'll see what happens in the draft, trades, whatever the case may be. But I'm going to go under with the Panthers on 7.5. Defense is going to be solid. Not here to question that. But I'd like to see more out of that offense, and it's pretty bare. You lose DJ Moore. You lost Christian McCaffrey last year. You're picking a quarterback, which is great. Now we're moving on to the NFC East. Cowboys at 9.5. I will take the over on that. That feels like a safe bet. I could see the Cowboys again winning 10, 11, 12 games. Wouldn't surprise me. They just got Brandon Cooks in, who is a very, very good receiver. Been a high producer no matter where he's been in the NFL. I think he's been traded 6 times now, which is an NFL record. Cowboys feel safe at 9.5. Eagles at 10.5 feels like a safe bet, but not as safe, ironically. Oh God, can I really say that? No, I'm not even gonna go there. Eagles at 10.5 wins, Super Bowl runner-ups. Definitely gonna take the over on them. They did lose those 9 pieces, but they are supplementing well. I think they're going to have a good draft. I actually had Bijan Robinson going to the Eagles in the NFL draft with my first mock in one of my mocks. We're going to have quite a few of those out. So excited for the draft to be just 3 weeks away. Giants at 8.5 wins. I'll take the over slightly. Probably go 9. If they won 10 games, I'm not shocked. Second year Daniel Jones, second year Brian Daboll. Darren Waller is there now. What type of move are they going to make in the draft? I have them taking Osiris Torrance in my first mock draft. Giants over 8.5 wins. Commanders 6.5 wins. As of today, Sam Howell is the question. As of today, I feel like I could take over as well. This NFC East is a little interesting, taking over for everybody. And Commanders at 6.5, they've got talent. I have them taking Hendon Hooker in my first draft. So if he comes in and changes stuff up, that's great. If they make a claim for Lamar, that's great. If they move up even higher to steal a quarterback, that's great. Eric Bieniemy's there now. Definitely going to take over 6.5 wins with the Commanders if Eric Bieniemy knowing that. So the entire NFC East, I'm going to take the over. Now we're into the NFC West. Seahawks 8.5 wins. Going to take the over on that. That feels safe for sure. Seahawks, I think we're a good enough team to earn that. Again, 9 wins, 10 wins, 11 wins doesn't seem unrealistic. Geno Smith, Kenneth Walker, DK Metcalf, Pete Carroll really shocked a lot of people. Geno Smith being the comeback player of the year. You got to give the respect to the Seattle Seahawks. The Niners at 11.5 wins. This is a lot. Niners at 11.5 in a weird quarterback situation. I'm going to go under if they still won 9 or 10 games because of Kyle Shanahan and his coaching. Then I totally understand that. But is it going to be Brock Purdy? Is it going to be Trey Lance? What are they going to do? Realistically, that I believe that is the only 2 choices. Jimmy G is now gone, but you do have to pose the question of can they really win 11.5 games? I don't think I'm not going to bet money on 11.5 games. Again, 9, 10, even 11, great. But I'm going to go under on 11.5. Cardinals at 5.5. Under as well. They're projected to be maybe the worst team in the NFL next year. You're not going to see a lot of the field. Kyler Murray's not going to see a lot of the field next year. They're pretty cash strapped because of Kyler Murray's 5-year, $230 million deal. Absolutely insane. They're almost to the point of cutting DeAndre Hopkins because they are asking too much for him, but he is a $30 million cap hit, $22 million dead cap on the money for the Arizona Cardinals. So it's not very attractive to cut him. That would be a major loss, but they might have to come down on the asking price. So they're shelling things out. Jonathan Gannon comes in as a head coach, and he had a lot of us fooled in the Super Bowl that they were going to be able to hang with the Chiefs. They offensively hung with the Chiefs, don't get me wrong, but knowing that that defense did give up 38 points against some of the better competition, they weren't the greatest, as much as I hate to say it, because I have a lot of praise for the Eagles, and I want to see Jalen Hurts be an MVP and win a Super Bowl in this league. Cardinals at 5.5 wins. I'm going to go under. Rams at 7.5. I'm going to take over on this because if they did, again, win 8 or 9 games, I'm not very shocked by that. They're definitely good enough to do so. Matthew Stafford is a bit of a question. I hope he comes back healthy. So you could easily go under on this, but for right now, I'm going to take the over on the Rams at 7.5.